Hey, welcome back, or if this is your first time, welcome. I want to talk to you today about something I've been working on for the past 2 years, something that completely changed how I think about business, about success, and why some women entrepreneurs thrive while others, equally talented, equally committed, stay stuck second guessing themselves and not moving ahead. And next week, I'm revealing something I've never offered before, a way to work with me that's going to help you activate your profit code. Now, you may have already got your profit code blueprint, and if you have, I hope you have found it really useful and a window into what's possible. This is an opportunity to activate that and go even deeper with an expanded view of your profit code. So if you want to be the first to know when I open the doors and get access to special founding member pricing that won't be available again, head to humandesignpowered.com/waitlist right now and you'll be on the early notification list. That's humandesignpowered.com waitlist. I'll tell you more about that at the end of this episode. But first, I need to tell you a story. A few years ago, I was making $50,000 a month. On paper, I had the direction set. I felt like I was nearly there. And in fact, I'd felt like that several times in the 12 years prior since starting my business. I was on my third reinvention, running a successful coaching program. I was in a $25,000 mastermind, thinking that I am ticking the box, following every best practice, building the right kind of structured offer. And I was miserable. I remember sitting at my desk one day thinking I have created everything the right way and it still didn't feel right. It still didn't feel any better than when I first jumped in 2011 and created my own offers and worked with my instinct and my intuition and my inner knowing. We didn't have all the pieces back then, so you couldn't do it all the right way. And what I realized was a lot of that right way was my undoing. Because if your business offer and delivery system and the way that you are attracting clients and delivering to them doesn't feel right, it doesn't matter if the market is good or it's bad. Because the unshakable truth is you need to align to your inner knowing. You need to weave in your wisdom. You need to understand your money mechanics and how you attract money in business so that you can relax and lean into the woman that you want to be in business, no matter what level you're at. So when I realized that this still wasn't working, I felt a wave of dread wash over me, not because my clients weren't amazing, because they were, not because the work wasn't meaningful, it was, but because I knew I still wasn't on the right path. This delivery and this offer still didn't light me up. And here's the part that made it even worse. I was helping my clients build 6- and 7-figure businesses. I was watching them succeed, and I was genuinely good at what I did. But I felt like a fraud because despite all that external success, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't make it work for myself in a way that felt sustainable and right to me, in a way that didn't drain me. And the shame of that caused me to retreat for a long time. I started wondering if maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. Maybe I didn't have what it takes. Maybe all those years of experience didn't actually mean anything if I couldn't figure out how to run my own business without burning out. So I did something that probably seemed crazy to everyone around me. I withdrew. I shut down that $50,000 a month program and went back to coaching one-on-one. I felt like I was allergic to even market it, even though I'd spent so much time, energy, and experience creating something that I knew could work. But it wasn't aligned to who I am. I was really hiding. I was really in a world of uncertainty. Around that time, human design kept showing up. I'd see it mentioned in a podcast. A friend would bring it up. It kept appearing in my social media feed. And at first I brushed it off. I'd been down a lot of that rabbit hole enough times to be skeptical of anything that promised to explain everything. But something kept pulling me back to it. It seemed interesting to me, but it seemed really complicated and I didn't totally understand it. But something kept popping up and I kept coming back to it. And when I uncovered a few more layers about my own human design, that's when everything cracked open for me. When I uncovered that I was a manifestor with a 5-1 profile, just that surface level information, something changed within me. The first thing I felt wasn't relief. It was actually sadness. Sadness for how hard I'd been on myself, how little I trusted my own instincts, how much I'd tried to force myself into boxes that were never designed for me. See, manifestors are designed for ignition and activation. We're here to have those creative downloads, to initiate, to bring things into form quickly. but we're not designed for doing what everybody else does. We're not built to be liked by everyone. We're not built to be go, go, go all the time. Our energy ebbs and flows in ways that look inconsistent if you're measuring us against generator or manifesting generator energy. And that 5-1 profile, it explained why I kept experiencing this pattern where people would project so much onto me, seeing me as this influential leader with all the answers, and then feeling angry or disappointed when I couldn't be everything they needed me to be. I'd been trying to build my business the way my coaches told me to, and the way I saw many of my peers and even my clients do it too. The way successful people in my industry did it. But most of them weren't manifestors, and none of them were my human design. They were operating from completely different energetic blueprints. And I was killing myself trying to make their strategies work for me, trying to follow their lead when I was never designed to walk that path. I was there to create my own brand of leadership. Now, I could have rushed this. As a manifestor, that's actually my natural impulse to get the download and immediately bring it to market. But I knew this was too important. So I spent 2 years going deep, not to become a human design reader. That wasn't what called to me, but really understand the system, to see how it connected everything I'd learned about business growth, marketing strategy, client psychology over my 15 years in this industry. And what I discovered changed everything. I realized I could synthesize this incredibly complex and overwhelming system into practical, actionable strategies for business owners like you and me. I could take what felt overwhelming and esoteric and make it simple, make it applicable. Because here's what I kept seeing. Human design is fascinating and so unbelievably accurate. It's profound and it explains so much. But most people who learn about it have no idea how to actually use it to build their business. They get their chart read, they have these big aha moments, and then nothing changes. Because insight without activation is just interesting theory. What I've discovered is that every human design chart contains what I call your profit code. It's made up of 6 specific cash flow keys, you probably heard me talk about them before, that determine how money, clients, and opportunities naturally flow towards you. When these keys are activated, not just understood, but actually integrated into how you run your business, everything shifts. Your decision making becomes effortless because you're finally trusting your own authority instead of looking outside yourself for answers. Your ideal clients start finding you naturally because you're operating at your authentic frequency instead of trying to be someone you're not. Your offers energize you instead of draining you because they're designed around your actual energy type, not some generic business model. And here's what's wild. When I finally launched my true, fully aligned offer, not from hustling harder, not from doing more, but from alignment. That's my baseline now. And I'm building towards $50,000 months again, but this time without the burnout, without forcing, without going against my nature. And it's an experiment in action. So here's what I'm doing next week. I'm opening the doors to something I've never offered before, a complete 6-week profit code activation experience. This isn't just about learning your human design, it's about activating it in your actual business with live coaching, with implementation support, with me personally guiding you through each of your 6 cash flow keys so you know exactly how to use them. I'm only taking a small founding group for this first round because I want to be able to give real attention to each person. And I'm also paying attention to my profit code to actually help you integrate this, not just consume more information or buy something that you never end up using. And because this is a founding round, I'm offering really special pricing that won't be available again. If you want to be the first to know when I open and get access to that founding member pricing, go to humandesignpowered.com waitlist right now and make sure you're on the early notification list. Just humandesignpowered.com/waitlist. When you join the waitlist, you'll be the first to get all the details next week. You'll see exactly what's included, how the 6 weeks work, and what this investment looks like. By the way, it's super tiny. But more than that, you'll get first access before I open it to anyone else. Here's what I know. If you're listening to this right now or watching this and something in you is saying, yes, this is what I have been missing, that's your inner knowing recognizing the truth, your truth. That's your profit code waiting to be activated. You've been working so hard. You've been following all the advice and all the strategies and you've been doing everything right. But if it still feels like you're pushing that boulder uphill, if you're exhausted by strategies that should be working but somehow aren't, if you keep wondering why success feels so hard when you're this talented and committed, and perhaps you're really nervous about the current environment, it's not something you're doing wrong. It's because you're doing it in a way that's wrong for you. And I want to help you change that. I want to help ignite you into a new possibility. So go to humandesignpower.com/waitlist, put your name on the list, and I'll see you next week with all the details. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your time, and thank you for being willing to consider that there might be a different way. I can't wait for you to uncover what that is for you. I'll talk to you soon.